If you've tried taking common fertility drugs or tried painful and expensive IUI and IVF treatments to no avail, if you have a tubal obstruction, are overweight, have high levels of FSH, or have a history of miscarriages, if your male partner has a low sperm count and motility, or if you're just feeling frustrated or angry for not being able to conceive despite all your efforts. Listen, I know the struggle to get pregnant can be quite frustrating, even heartbreaking, and it can make you feel completely alone. Trust me, I've been there. Rest assured, you are definitely not alone, and you are not without options. You see, over the past year alone, over 28,000 women have successfully used the system I'm about to share with you to get pregnant naturally, and they gave birth to healthy children. And as unbelievable as it may sound now, if you use this method I'm about to reveal, I promise you, in as little as 30 days from now, you will get pregnant, even if you've been struggling with infertility for decades.
First, however, I'm going to share a rather embarrassing story with you. I think you'll see why this turns my face red as a rose when you hear it in a few minutes, so keep watching. Deal? I wasn't always a fertility expert. In fact, far from it. I remember this as if it were yesterday, August 10th, 1996. And I remember it was really cloudy that day and my morale was low. I was wearing this tight shirt and a pair of jeans that clearly screamed, "So not pregnant." I was with my husband, John. We arrived at the best fertility clinic in New York, so we could get the results of yet another bunch of fertility tests. It had dawned on me that I was simply never going to get pregnant following the normal path and recommendations, and that it simply wasn't going to change unless I took action. And I did, just like you're about to today. Still, it took this one event, making the truth so crystal clear, to really move me into action, and to take me from a miserable, infertile woman to a glowing, proud mother of two. We had just walked into the doctor's office to go over the results of the battery of tests, to figure out what was the infertility problem and how to fix it. We sat down, had a few words, and then the doctor started looking at the test results. I asked him directly, "So what's the problem, and how can we fix it?" And then my worst nightmare happened. The doctor looked at us with this blank stare, like he had just seen a UFO, an unidentified flying object. Like he couldn't make sense of what he had just seen. Like we were some kind of UFO floating in the air or something, and he simply replied, "We don't know." Then he quickly looked down at the test results again. This was followed by a very uncomfortable silence. It was clear. He was completely clueless. And to make it even clearer, I tilted my head to the side and was able to read at the top of the folder the words, "Non-specific infertility." That was how they nicknamed us. Plus, the doctor looked at us and told us to just keep on trying. Hadn't that been what we were doing all along? Now, that was it. It now dawned on me how fertility itself was in many cases a big unidentified object, a big mystery to traditional Western medicine. For a brief moment I felt so alone, like something was really wrong with me. I even hated myself for it. But I quickly snapped out of it. I made a vow to myself. I made a vow that never again would I allow my so-called infertility and Western doctors' ignorance about what to do about it stand in the way of what women like you and I really want, a fulfilling life with a healthy baby. I decided I would research every aspect of infertility through every book and research study I could get my hands on, and through every expert I could approach and talk to from every part of the world. And that's when I had it, and decided to take matters into my own hands. If the so-called traditional medical community couldn't figure it out, I would need to find the answers myself, outside of those traditional Western medicine circles. And I would go to the four corners of the earth to figure it out myself. I would simply not accept giving up on my dream of having my own child. It was the cornerstone of making my life whole and complete. And without it, life would never be completely fulfilling. And I discovered a little-known Oriental medicine system that works even when you think you've tried everything and got no results, and ended up formulating a step-by-step blueprint that I've followed and thousands of others have followed that can finally get you pregnant, no matter what and how hard you've tried before. And today I'm going to reveal it to you, so just keep watching. Remember, despite the fact that I'm now the proud mother of 2 kids and considered a fertility expert, helping other women get pregnant, I'm really no different than you. I'm just a gal who stumbled upon a really effective system to become pregnant, even when nothing seemed to work. This is a system that allows so-called infertile women, just like us, to finally get pregnant even if you thought you had tried everything and had lost all hope, making it happen naturally, without any harmful surgery and pills, and experiencing the joy and fulfillment of having this new love of your life, making you feel fully alive every day you wake up. This isn't just the system I used myself to get pregnant twice with 2 healthy, beautiful children at age 43 and 45, each time within months of trying. It's the same system I teach thousands of other women, just like you, to use to get pregnant as well. And it's the same exact system I'll be sharing with you today, so you can finally experience results like these for yourself. I'll share all the specifics with you in just a moment, but first, I feel I must warn you about the real problem you face today. This is the hidden foe, the real villain, behind why you can't get pregnant. And this is why your infertility is not your fault. Although, after you see this, you'll know it's your responsibility to take action. The sad fact is that you've been unknowingly lied to for years when it comes to your infertility problem, and these lies are the reason you've been let down in the past. The infertility industry's most popular lie has to be that you have to take fertility drugs or even undergo surgery to get pregnant. What a load of nonsense. Please, if you have ever believed this, stop right now. If you are one of the millions who have fell victim to this lie, then you need to decide now to accept the truth, because if you don't, you'll continue down the road of trying everything the fertility industry throws at you, including potentially dangerous drugs, treatments, and surgery. Your body's fertility power either remains the same, drops significantly, or is lost forever, halting all your baby plans dead in their tracks. And eventually, no matter how resolute you are, you simply give up on getting pregnant and your family dream. Listen, this is not what I want for you, and I know it's not what you desire for yourself. And this is the reason your struggles with getting pregnant are not your fault. If you really feel a need to lay blame, don't lay it on yourself. Blame the media, the infertility industry, and the powerful drug and pharmaceutical companies. Crooks like the drug and pharmaceutical companies have been purposefully misrepresenting the truth to good women like you and me for a long time. And they depend on your suffering to make a buck.
Did you know that Americans spend about $15 billion per year on drugs and surgical treatments to treat infertility-related disorders? If you think about it, there's a strong reason why these medications and surgical procedures result in only 2 to 5%. The success rate is so low because conventional treatments are either aimed at stimulating ovulation, Clomid, stimulating egg recruitment, or increasing the number of eggs released by your ovaries via injection, gonadotropins, or fertilization, IVF. The problem is that these treatments practically ignore your mental or emotional well-being at the time of treatment, and the possibility that you might suffer from ovarian cysts, uterine fibroids, tubal obstruction, endometriosis, and numerous other conditions. What you must understand is that these conditions must be addressed if you ever wish to get pregnant. This is critical in order to dramatically increase your chances of conception and building a healthy reproductive environment for your fetus to grow. Your reproduction system is intelligent enough to know that your internal environment is unsafe for a new baby. That is why the vast majority of women who suffer from ovarian cysts, fibroids, or other insulin resistance and hormonal-related disorders find it almost impossible to get pregnant. Surprisingly, the majority of women with infertility issues run on a hamster wheel, trying this and that, hoping to get pregnant, not knowing that they can actually conceive and give birth to a healthy baby by following a super simple, step-by-step plan. Since 2008, we've been able to help over 137,000 women in 154 countries suffering from all types of infertility disorders and all levels of severity.
Hi there, my name is Marie, and I just want to say that I want to have children being over the age of 30, all because of the biological clock thing ticking. But because I want to start a family with a long-term partner, I I had some problems trying to conceive, so I was trying for several years without actually having any success. This is a lot because I thought it was attributed to me having cancer over 10 years ago, and I had chemotherapy, which basically washed and bleached my body out. So in desperation, a friend of mine actually recommended me to try a natural approach, drugless approach, and she recommended me to try Pregnancy Miracle. So I had a look at it and I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose, and I didn't want to go down the IVF route or any of that, just because I just wanted to try something natural. So I gave it a go and followed the advice, and I was surprised actually how fast it worked, because within a couple of months I conceived with no issues. So I had a lovely baby girl. She's now 2, but now I'm actually expecting my second baby, and I'm just really happy about that. It's really improved, following the advice from Pregnancy Miracle, has really improved the quality of my life as well. It's improved dramatically. I've got more energy. The good thing is it's drugless. I was fed up of all the chemo and stuff I had in the past. So I also like to say that I like the bonuses that you get with Pregnancy Miracle. It's really worth the small investment that you put in to get the results, and they're fast. It's natural, painless, it's not aggressive, and you learn so much. So I really highly recommend it. So thank you very much.
Okay, so my husband and I made the decision to start our family, but we weren't seeing the positive results that we were hoping for. I just assumed that, like everyone else out there, you accidentally get pregnant. Why not get pregnant if you're trying to? It made no sense, the fact that we weren't getting these positive results when everybody else is accidentally getting them. So we tried out Pregnancy Miracle. It's a natural way to get pregnant, totally helpful. It had tons of information, and it wasn't like your typical infertility treatments or anything along those lines. So it was very helpful and very effective, because we got our first positive test yesterday. Now I had to go to the store today and buy more first response tests, because I am probably not going to believe it until I see 4 or 5 of these come out true before I make that doctor's appointment for our family planning. It's just too big of a shock for us right now. So I just want to say thank you to Pregnancy Miracle, and if anyone else is interested about how it works, just click below and find out more. So thank you.
Listen to what this woman said after using the Pregnancy Miracle. I was devastated, and so was my husband, after being told by my fertility